Hello everyone, thank you for watching this webinar. My name is Jeannie Lee and I am a CDBG specialist with HCD, and today we will be discussing public participation requirements. Pursuant to 24 CFR 570.486, all local governments must notice and hold at least 2 public meetings to receive CDBG funds. Additional requirements for the notice and meeting is detailed in HCD's Citizen Participation Plan and CDBG's Grants Management Manual. The purpose of the public notice and meeting is to inform the local community and encourage participation, particularly from potential program users and beneficiaries. In the spirit of promoting more community engagement, HCD's requirement is for local governments to hold public meetings and not official public hearings in front of a board or council. In turn, jurisdictions must hold public meetings at a time when local residents are generally available, such as evenings and weekends. With that being said, applicability. Jurisdictions are required to hold at a minimum of 2 public meetings, and each meeting has its own set of requirements. The first public meeting must be conducted prior to application submission. The meeting must address the community development and housing needs of the applicant, and the first public meeting must present information regarding potential activities the jurisdiction would like to submit an application for. The purpose of the second public meeting is to provide local residents with a status update of the project or program and provide a chance for them to review and comment on the performance. As such, the second public meeting must occur no earlier than the midpoint of the project or program. Now that we've gone over the requirements, here are some useful tips and best practices for conducting successful public meetings. To promote more community engagement, jurisdictions should consider removing barriers to participations. Some examples are providing childcare, offering food, furnishing transit fare vouchers, or soliciting community feedback that does not require public speaking, such as online surveys or comment box. Additionally, when choosing the location for the public meeting, jurisdictions can choose more comfortable venues such as the community center or library. As a reminder, these are public meetings and not public hearings, so it does not have to occur at a council or board meeting. We also recommend holding multiple meetings at different times and places so that everyone has an opportunity to attend. Lastly, although not required, we recommend that the last public meeting be held at closeout so that local residents can be informed of the accomplishments of the project or program. Additional best practices can be found in Chapter 4 of our Grants Management Manual. Special considerations. Whenever there is a substantial change to the project or program, an additional public meeting is required. Substantial change is any change to the purpose, scope of work, or location, increasing or decreasing funding by 25% or more, or changes to the beneficiaries. Planning grants. In an earlier slide, I stated that the public meeting does not have to occur at a board or council meeting. However, as a resolution accepting all final products is a requirement of planning grants, it is our recommendation that the second public meeting occur during a board or council meeting so that a resolution can be passed at the same time project status is provided. So, we've covered what needs to be discussed in each public meeting. Let's dive into the requirements of the public notice. All public notices, regardless if it's the first, second, or additional meeting notice, must have these 7 key components. First, the legal notice of public meeting must be posted at least 10 days prior to the meeting date. The day of posting and the day of the meeting cannot be counted in the 10 days. Let's pull up a calendar for visualization. Say we issue the public notice on the 7th. Day 1 of our 10-day count is the 8th. So then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 17th makes 10. Therefore, the first date the public meeting can be held is the 18th. The second key component is that the notice must be published in 4 distinct and different public locations. That means posting the notice to Facebook, Instagram, and Nextdoor is considered as one distinct location, social media. Similarly, posting the notice in 4 places of worship is considered one distinct location, and 4 government buildings is considered as one distinct location. When considering posting locations, jurisdictions should consider how best to reach program or project users. For instance, for a subsistence payment program, jurisdictions can include the notice in the monthly utility bill. Or for a street improvements project, the notice can be posted in local grocery stores near the project site. Components 3 through 7 are about the contents of the notice itself. The notice must provide the time and place of the meeting discussing the CDBG funding. The notice must provide contact information and physical address for how to access information regarding the proposed activity. The notice must identify a means for written comments and complaints to be submitted to the unit of local government. This means a physical and email address, phone number, and times. The notice must also provide contact information for the ADA coordinator so that the jurisdiction can provide accommodations for any persons with disabilities. Lastly, the notice must be published in multiple languages as determined by the jurisdiction's 4-factor analysis for limited English proficiency. The department has a sample notice posted to our website in both English and Spanish as Appendix 4-1. We strongly recommend using our template for your notice. In addition to the requirements stated thus far, between the notice and first public meeting, the following must be addressed. The total amount of CDBG funds expected to be made available. Applicants planning on earning program income or who have program income on hand must disclose this information. Definition of LMI and proposed amounts of funds that will be used to benefit LMI persons. What activity the jurisdiction wants to apply for and how much is being requested. If the proposed activity will result in displacement. If so, the applicant's plans for minimizing displacement of persons as a result of its proposed activity, as well as the types and levels of assistance the applicant plans on making available or require others to make available to persons displaced by CDBG funded activities. Finally, jurisdictions must provide documentation to support that they have met all public participation requirements. This includes screenshots, printouts, and photographs of all postings. If a publishing date cannot be ascertained from these documentations, jurisdictions may submit an affidavit of posting notice. A sample affidavit can be found on an application solicitation page or from your CDBG representative. Additionally, jurisdictions must provide final meeting minutes. Final meeting minutes or notes with any comments received during the meeting. Resources can be found on our CDBG website or under the Files tab of the application solicitation. That concludes our presentation on public participation requirements. Thank you.